Hello, welcome to this session on document technology for FireMonkey mobile and desktop development. My name is Girish Patil and I'm the founder of Gnostice Information Technologies, and I've been involved with the development of the products ever since the beginning and more so now. So let's get started and see what's new with this technology. A little bit of background about the company. We started in 2002, initially with some small problems, solving some small problems such as exporting reports to PDF and other formats, and also around the same time a specific tool for PDF manipulation. And we moved on from there to supporting multiple document formats with our tools. And that's what we're going to see today. And the product is called XtremeDocumentStudio. And that's our mission, to enable people to accomplish work with documents with ease. So what can XtremeDocumentStudio do as of now? So it's a unified document processing library to view, print, convert, export reports, manipulate documents, create documents, and all of that in a single solution. So here's an example. If you want to view documents, we have a document viewer component. A single viewer component can view multiple document formats, and that's our approach. Basically, we want to reduce the number of components that you have to use to get your work done. And in this case, with the viewer, you just call load document regardless of the document format and just pass the document format as the input to the load document method. Similarly, you have a document printer component to print documents. The same approach is taken there as well. One component for multiple formats, and then you have the converter, document converter that is. And you also have a database document viewer for viewing documents stored in database blob fields. The document viewer also supports connecting and showing PDF forms, and you can actually connect these PDF forms to database fields, so you can actually edit and save values in the form to a database and read values from the database into the form. So you can actually use a PDF form as a template for data entry using the document viewer. And of course, the export capability is also there in XtremeDocumentStudio, as was there in eDoc Engine, but in a more simplified manner. Okay, today we are going to see something quite new that we are showing for the first time, and this is to annotate and review documents. So here's what we want to do. So let's say we want to load a document, present it to the user, and allow them to make suggestions and mark up the document while all the time keeping the document unmodified. And you may want to do this sometimes with, let's say, some original documents from a customer where you want to provide your suggestions right against the document, but you want to keep the document untouched because you want to maybe forward it back and forth between the customer and you. And you want to do the reviewing process across different departments in the company with different people supplying or giving their inputs and finally arriving at what you want to arrive at. So what we have done is extended the concept of layers, which generally is only supported in the PDF format. There are some other document formats that support it as well, but PDF supports it. But what we have done is the viewer now supports the concept of layers across all document formats. And these layers can be stored off the document. That is, they can be pushed to a database. So all the markups that you do on the layers will reside in a database while keeping the document unmodified. And this layer concept can be actually extended to a lot of things. So you may even want to show content based on user rights, for example, or show specific details for a specific department maybe, and so on. Okay, so let's go over to the demo, the first demo, and let us see this reviewing and markup capability in the document viewer. So let's start with the VCL demo. So I have an Access database set up which is going to persist our review comments, and let's run the demo. Okay, I'm going to load a PDF document which does not have layers. So layers are not read from the document itself yet. We will support those soon, but right now you have layers that can persist in a database and in the viewer, just even if you don't want to persist on it on the database. Okay, so I'm going to just mark some portion of the document and put in a comment, just like this one. Because I'm challenged for more imaginative comments, let me just put this in. So I have this comment now. Now I can change the user and put in another comment somewhere here. So let's say by Sam. Okay, let me save this now. And if I okay, I can scroll, of course, and come back to the page, so it's there. Now let me show you what I'm talking about. So this is the new record that's gone into the database. Now I will begin another record, so you can see that the comments are gone off this one. So I can make another comment to by okay, so that stays there. Okay, there's one more. Maybe we'll cancel that one. Okay, we'll save this. So now I have my document unchanged while I have some comments placed in the database but against the document. Okay, let's go see how the code looks for that. So to start with, we set up our document viewer with the event handlers so we can know when things changed or when the layers load from the database. And we also hook up our database itself to the document viewer through the layers data source and layers data field properties. And then we do some things when the combo box is operated, basically switching the layers and making the current layer active. And yeah, that's basically it. So we set this up and we set the active layer, and we can go on commenting and reviewing, and the comments will go to the database automatically. Okay, now let's go over to the FireMonkey demos. So I'm going to run this demo on my Android device. I have my screen casting here. Let me run the demo. Okay, there's the viewer. Let me load the same PDF document that I have been using for the VCL demo. There's the document. The gesture support is coming in soon, but now we can use these options. And you can see all the display layout capabilities that you had on the VCL viewer now also available on the FireMonkey viewer. So I can switch to 2 columns, and I can change the orientation. I can switch to horizontal scrolling, so my pages are laid out in a horizontal fashion. I can switch back to 1 column. I can zoom out so I can see more pages on the screen. I can come back to vertical scrolling orientation, and also I switch back. So these are the complete capabilities actually now that the VCL viewer supported are now supported on the FireMonkey viewer as well. Let me load a docx file. Let me load a docx file now. Or actually that was a binary doc file. So we can see the support for rendering binary doc files. All right, let's come back. So before we go on to the next demo, let's have a quick look at the properties of the document viewers. So on the VCL document viewer, So the document viewer has the display property, which has all the properties that you can set up the layout. So you have page view for all page-based documents like PDF and image formats, and there'll be other views or other properties for other kinds of views that we will have in the future. So for page view, for example, if you want to change the scroll orientation, you can select the scroll orientation property and you have the options for that. So that's basically how it pans out, the display options. And the same way for the FireMonkey viewer as well. So here I am. Document viewer, display. So the properties are really identical. The interface is identical between the VCL and the FireMonkey viewers. Okay, let's move on to the next demo. So this is a demo to convert a scanned document, such as an image, to a searchable PDF. Okay, so I choose PDF as the output format with digitize turned on. And then I select my input document, which is a JPEG file, and I'm going to convert it to this output folder. Okay, so it's completed. Now let's see what has happened. So if you see, let me also open the source image. So this is a JPEG file. And the output PDF, which is now with OCR enabled, is now searchable. And also you can select text and copy it. So for example, okay, I can search words. So let me explain how this is done. So we are getting all the inputs from the OCR library, which of course we are using Tesseract as our engine to do the OCR, and we are embedding it as part of XtremeDocumentStudio. So we get all the text properties from the OCR engine, which includes the actual position of the characters, their heights, their coordinates, and the actual character itself. So what we do is take the original image and place an invisible layer of text that is basically with text color set to transparent, and then we place the text to coincide with the original image because we have all the coordinates of the text items. And so it looks like the original document, and you can also select in the same place as the original text and search, and also read it like the original document. Okay, that was about the demos I had for now. I would like to explain a couple of things about the architecture of XtremeDocumentStudio. Okay, so first of all, we have the core layers at the bottom, or the core layer at the bottom, which includes all the core modules. So the view providers, then the framework, and then we have the other low-level engines like the OCR engine, the font engine, which is completely native, which replaces the free type library, and then we have the document engines which actually do the work. So the bottom core layer is platform independent, so are the document engines, and then at the top is the actual layer which holds the visual controls. And the other important aspect, this is the main part which I wanted to show you about the architecture. So we look at documents as being of three specific kinds. That is a paged document, which is like a PDF or an image, which basically can be or is in itself paginated, and where the text and elements are placed with absolute position on the page. And then you have a flow-based document, which is like a Word document or a HTML document, which are not really paginated within them, but of course there are page markers that you can specify, and you can also paginate them when you need to print them and so on. And then you have the other kind, which is the spreadsheet. So what we have done is built the paged view and built a platform independent paged view provider, which has all the business logic for aligning the pages, for laying out the pages, and which actually makes the work for the paged view much easier. And this is how we plan to go. So we have the paged view now. We will add the other views and the view providers to support other kinds of document formats. So all the providers are shared between VCL and FireMonkey. And when we add any new capability to one of the providers, the other one gets it automatically. And to give an example of how you would register a document engine into the framework, here's how it looks. So when a document engine registers itself, it specifies what the view kind it belongs to, so, or the view kind it belongs to. So appropriately, the framework will pick up the view and show the document. Okay, that's basically what I had for today. And thank you for watching. You can download the trial version and the demos that I showed you at the gnostice.com/CodeRage page. And we'll have updates coming in the next couple of weeks, which will support more and more features on the FireMonkey side and VCL as well. Thank you.